Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel for another Hot Toys figure unboxing and review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Joker Mime version, the DX14 from Hot Toys from the movie Batman. Before we get going, I want to invite you to smash that like button if you enjoy watching these videos and hit that subscribe button so you can be a part of the community, be a part of the watch, and ring that little bell so you can be notified when we're coming out with new content. Now, this is going to be a flashback review because this figure has been out for quite some time. Don't quote me on this, but I want to say he came out around 2012 to 2014. And this guy has an interesting story to him. This is the Joker. This is the Mime version. This is a deluxe figure. So you can see by the box, they went all out. It's a big box. It's supposed to come with a lot of accessories. It's supposed to come with the PERS system. It's an interesting one because it's the Mime version, which, if you remember the 1989 Batman movie, we saw this Joker for maybe 2 to 3 minutes in the film itself. So this is literally a glimpse of the Joker in this film. He wore this suit for very little time. So this figure naturally kind of didn't sell well right away. It sat on the shelves. From what I'm hearing in the community, there was free shipping, there was possibly 10% off just to kind of get him to sell. And obviously now his price point has gone up quite a bit and he is sought after, but I would say he's still not as sought after as the DX8 Joker. But it's still a cool one to have. I was kicking around the idea of getting this one for a while. This is actually going to be a Christmas present to myself from my folks, but I wanted to get a review in before I handed it over to them and then wait to get it back. So I actually pieced this one together. I bought the figure itself loose. I had to buy the hat separately. A big ordeal on eBay. I just had that video on the steps to take in order to not get screwed. But that's a story for another time. We had a hard time with that one. I bought the box separately, and then I also bought the base separately, and I kind of packaged it all together to make a complete set. The only thing I am missing is the background cardboard diorama, so unfortunately we won't be able to take a look at that today. Let's get into it. Taking a look at the box itself, I did mention it's going to be a bigger size box. It is that classic DX style with the magnetic opening where it almost opens like a book. And the box itself has a glimpse of the Joker's Mime suit. We can see the flower on the front along with part of his overcoat and vest, and it's just got this black and white feel to it. On the bottom it's got the bat logo. It says Joker, and it is the DX14. Not too much else going on with it. On the back it's just got the warnings and the creators of who made the figure, so the legal mumbo jumbo right there. And when we do open it, we get this very, very nice and professional presentation. On the inside cover we have one of those feather pens, and it's almost like it's in a pool of blood, and on the top it says, "Hello Vinny, it's your Uncle Bingo," and then under that it says, "Time to pay the check." I know I don't do a good Joker impersonation, but I still like doing it, so I think that's a nice touch. I like the quote from the movie. You know, just kind of adds a little bit more to the figure, and the box art is pretty cool. And then when we look on the top here, after opening the box, we have another nice touch. It's his flower. What do you call that? Is it I want to say corsage. I could be butchering that. I haven't dealt with that for quite a while, but it's got a nice embossing to it. It has a nice texture to it. And then when we take that off, we get our first look at the figure itself. And I'm going to be interested to see which head sculpt I like better, if I like this one or the DX8. So we will be putting those two side by side and comparing them. Again, the foam packaging is a great touch. I love it for these DX figures. I wish they would do the foam packaging for all their Hot Toys, but I digress. We take the foam out, and then there is even another compartment under there with the base and the accessories he comes with, so we'll take a look at that. Before we get a closer look at the figure, though, let's take a look at the base and the accessories. Starting off with the base that comes with our DX14 Joker, here it is right in front of us, and this thing is huge. Just for comparison, this is my Mandalorian base, and there it is. And you can see how thick it is. And just for reference, here is also my Thanos base. So this guy is pretty large. Not a huge fan of how it's shaped just for like DTOF purposes. It's really hard to get other bases in or figures next to it, but that's not the deal breaker. The way they set this up was to work with the diorama background, so it would like fold here and come out so you could kind of make your own little diorama. So I get it. We have the steps to the building that the Joker was in front of. Can't remember off the top of my head if it was the municipal building or what it was, but let me know in the comments below if you guys remember. Really nice paint application here though, just to kind of make it look real, give it some depth here, so you have some dark and then some light. And then it also has like this speckle just to make it kind of look more like stone. We have the vents here, or the sewers maybe. Those look pretty cool and almost look dirty as well. You can kind of see in the middle there, it's really a lot darker. And we do have the metal nameplate that says Joker Mime version DX. Surprised they didn't put DX14, but they just put DX. The one thing that I do like though is it comes with this acrylic rod. I don't know why Hot Toys doesn't do more of this, where they would give you an acrylic rod just to be a little bit more transparent and, you know, make it look a little bit more realistic so you could kind of see through it. It just pops right in here, and it does come with a normal waist grabber. So that is the base. Overall, I like it. I like how it's actually pretty tall, and you're going to be able to kind of have your figures at different levels, so I do like that. I'm not a big fan of the triangular base though, and how much space it does take up that way, but overall I still do like this, and I'm glad that I picked it up. So now let's take a look at all the accessories that come with our Joker. And here we have all of the accessories that come with the Mime Joker. There is not much at all here. I'm guessing Hot Toys maybe just thought, we're gonna give you a honkin' base and we're going to give you the purse system, and that's what will make it a DX. So not exactly sure what this guy sold for retail, but I would be interested to find that out, as he really doesn't come with a whole lot. So let's get into it and take a look here. He comes with the extra hands here, and this is the one that would be holding the feather pen. We have a pointing finger here. And then we have the very expressive hands here as well. Taking a look at them, they are the gloved hands. They look pretty good. I can't tell if they're supposed to look a little weathered. They got some dark spots, like especially this one. I can't tell if it's just old and dirty, and you know, you can kind of just see a little bit of maybe even browning or yellowing right there. So I'm not sure if that's just wear and tear, or if they were going for that look. I'm gonna guess wear and tear, and just because this is a used figure. We have the hat here, which has a nice shine to it. Plastic, pretty simple. Not much to talk about right there. And then we do have the feather pens, which they gave us 3 of. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe just because they figured it's a small piece, you might wind up losing it pretty easily, so we'll throw 3 in there. It's okay. I'd have to watch the film again. They look a little flat and toyish. You know, it's just a flat paint. Like, I mean, I guess it's so small, what could they really have done? Maybe they could have used a material that looks more like a real feather, and I'm not sure if that's a possibility, but I mean, they look okay. I'm sure from a distance they're gonna look perfectly fine, but you do have 3 of those right there. And I actually forgot to go through the flower too. Somehow I forgot that. Maybe because it just blended right in with the table. But this is his little corsage or whatever, and it's just got this kind of loose little hook that just hooks onto his pocket. And I actually forgot to pin it on him too. So all of the images that you see today, he won't have this on. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just a plastic piece, and it's got a little bit of give to it. So there's that. So that's it. Not much to talk about. I feel like we've kind of just skimmed over this part, but let's get the figure out and take our first look at it. And here is our first look at the figure, and he's pretty cool. I get it, when you think of Joker, this isn't the figure you think of, but I think it's a great add to your Batman collection. And I think the head sculpt from here, we'll get a closer look, but I do think it is amazing. You know, they added a little bit more of like Mime makeup. His lips are painted a different color. The suit, or the outfit, looks great. The tuxedo, if you will. is really well tailored, and the bow tie is a nice touch. There have been some issues with this figure having yellowing going on. We don't have that at all with this one, so I'm very happy about that. Let's take him off the turntable and get a closer look. And here we have our Joker figure up close and personal, and you can get a good look at the head sculpt as well as the outfit itself. You might need a lint roller for some of this tuxedo here, but you know, that's pretty easy fix. Take a look at the head sculpt. You can see just differences in a normal Joker is that they got like eye makeup, almost like lipstick on the lips here. And he's not got that full Joker smile. So I think those are the differences that, you know, maybe people wouldn't be as excited to pick this guy out over the other one. But if you have that one, I think this is still a good one to get as well. Again, you can see the nice detail here in the outfit. We have no yellowing going on. If you can see really close, just a lot more detail in the actual face as opposed to the DX8. You can see almost like right here, just texturing going on that just makes it look really realistic. And he's got that kind of sadistic Joker look going on. The hair looks good. One thing though is this, obviously all purrs have the removable back so that you can move the eyes, but one thing that I noticed, if I can get this back on, is that this line is not hidden very well. Typically when you turn a figure and you get to about here, it disappears. But I mean, unless you're looking straight onto them, you're pretty much always gonna see it. So I don't think Hot Toys did the greatest job there. But again, not a deal breaker, just something to note. And then we go down to the midsection and we do have the suit. You know, pretty self-explanatory. Instead of the purple and green checkered pants, he's going to have the black and white because this is the Mime version. He's got his Mime shoes here with a nice shine to him. No socks underneath. Perfectly fine. But yeah, I think the suit's really well tailored. There is going to be a fat suit under here just to kind of plump him out a little bit more. So here we have both of our Jokers. The DX8 on the left and the DX14 on the right. The 14 looks a little thicker in the face actually, which is kind of surprising. I would say this one has got more of a narrow face. Obviously, if I had to pick one, I love the smile on the original, but I do think that the DX14 possibly has an overall better head sculpt in terms of being as realistic to the movie as possible. This one's still really good and a work of art, but this one probably is the most authentic. When we turn them to the side, I mean, both of the lines are pretty visible, but this one at least has like a little bit of overlay, where this one's just kind of a line. Taking a look at the purse system, so the back just is magnetic and that comes right off. And here we have the toggle right here. These are notorious for breaking over time, so just be very careful with that. They do also, the newer ones have the single eye movement, so each eye moves independently. I do like this a lot better. However, these do, like I said, tend to break easier. So the eyes just can move up and down like so. Pretty cool. I mean, that is a pretty cool selling point for these DX figures. We put the two back on the turntable just so you can kind of get a comparison between the two. They're actually going to be very, very different. They both are the same in the aspect that they're the Joker from the '89 movie. They both are wearing their own custom suits, and they're both really freaky looking. But they also are very different in their own aspects as well, where the Mime Joker has a different facial expression, different face paint in a way, and then his outfit is going to be totally contrast to what the original is. And I do think they both have a spot on your shelf. You know, if you can just surround them with your '89 Batman, I think that's going to be a really cool look. So if you can find this for a good price, I would suggest getting them. I know it's kind of past that time where he's not really readily available, but still, if you can find him, he is worth the ad. Alright, so now we get this figure into some cool poses. I want to talk about some of the things that I like about the figure and some things not so much. Starting with the things that I really like about the figure. I really like that Hot Toys gave us this Joker. Yes, he was only in the movie for 2 to 3 minutes. Yes, we don't really need him. We have the DX8, the original Joker. However, If you're a Joker fan like myself, a Batman fan like myself, you can't have too many Jokers, so it's really awesome that Hot Toys gave us this one. The second thing that I really like about the figure is the improved head sculpt. I thought the DX8 was spot on to Jack Nicholson, and it is, but when I compare it to the DX14, I feel like this head sculpt is more accurate to Jack Nicholson himself. It seems a little bit more plump. The eyes look almost like Jack Nicholson himself too. It's like you're actually looking at him, whereas you compare it to the DX8, that one looks a little bit more unrealistic just compared to this one. If I had to choose one, I would still choose the DX8 just because that one is the actual like Joker that we all know and love. The third thing that I really like about the figure is the cool base that it comes with. Yes, it's not the size that I like. I don't like the triangular shape, but the base itself is really cool with those steps. I love that you can get him up high and you can stagger him with your other figures. I'm big into diorama bases, so this one is a winner in my book. Now for the things that I didn't like about the figure. There's nothing that's really eye-popping that I didn't like about the figure. So nothing that's like a deal breaker or anything like that. The first thing would be that it just doesn't come with a lot of accessories. I know Hot Toys is saying you get the purrs and this big base, so that's kind of why it's going to be a DX. But it would have been nice if he came with more. I don't know what they could have included because he didn't have anything in the 2 minutes we saw him. So the next thing is the ankles are really loose, so he's prone to topple over. However, he comes with some foam inserts. If you just leave those in there, he actually stands pretty nice, so it's very fixable. And the last thing is just the hat. I wish there was like a liner of foam inside so that you wouldn't rub with the paint. I worry over time that maybe the paint on the head sculpt will rub off due to the plastic on the hat. Outside of that, this thing's a winner. If you can get it, I definitely would. He's worth having if you have the DX8. It's not necessarily one that you have to get, but it is a cool add-on if you're a Batman fan. Alright guys, let me know what you think about this video and the figure in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss any new videos. And until next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon.